So hey guys, it has probably been about a year since I was last online. A few things have happened. Um, I started feeling a little bit better, and my husband told me to get a hobby. So I got a hobby, and I got more than a hobby. I got a bit of an addiction. I got an addiction to ribbon. I got an addiction to craft supplies, and I also started losing weight, which was a good thing. And I lost over 40 pounds. Um, I managed to keep it off. Um, we moved into a bigger place, which we really needed because I take care of my grandchildren. Um, and um, my business is now a legal established within the state. I have a federal tax ID. And sales and uses tax ID, and I hope to someday open a store. Um, I just push through how I feel every day. I try not to let my Crohn's and Gastroparesis get in my way. Um, anyway, so some things have happened. Um, After we moved, I got sick, and I thought that it was because the weather changed, and we went here in Kentucky. I live in the Ohio Valley, and um, we don't have fall and we don't have spring. We go from summer to winter, and we go from winter to summer. And when we have summer, we have extreme heat. And when we have winter, we might have some mild winter, and we might have some cold weather, but for the most part, we don't have anything really cold. And when people ask me, when do we put up our summer clothes, or when do we put up our winter clothes? You don't put any of that up because we're known to wear shorts in December. So you don't put none of those clothes up. So I just thought I had the flu, and I went to urgent care, nurse practitioner. She was worthless to me. So I started I went back on my true, and my stomach wasn't having it, and I knew something wasn't right. And I noticed that my stimulator didn't seem like it was working, and I had already made one appointment with the GI motility clinic, and I had to cancel it. And so I made another one, and my insurance doesn't pay for my upkeep of my stimulator, and we're out of pocket over $400 just for one check, and they do 2 checks when you go to the motility clinic, so that's $800 every time I go. And so I told the tech, "You're not checking it. The nurse practitioner can check it, but you're not checking it." So the nurse practitioner checked it. She said it's dead. My stimulator's been put on the highest setting since day one. Um, for those of you that's not really been keeping up with what my stimulator does, my stimulator is much like a pacemaker for the heart. It stimulates the stomach because my stomach does not work. It might work every once great in a while. My stomach is useless. Um, so this pacemaker just works like it does for the heart. It stimulates the heart to make the muscles contract. My stomach, last time it was done, was at 86% after 4 hours. That's how much food I had left in my 86% of the food, and that wasn't even a heavy meal. That was eggs. That was an egg. That's how much of the egg was left in my stomach. That wasn't a heavy meal. And so with the stimulator, Even the stimulator still doesn't empty my stomach out that much. It brought me down to 58%. 58% to 86% still is a whole lot better. Some people probably wouldn't think so, but when you have both severe Crohn's disease and gastroparesis, it is a big deal. I don't have my colon, and I don't have a rectum, and I don't have an anus, and I've already lost part of my small intestines, and I've already had colon cancer, and I need another surgery because I have a fistula by my stoma, and I have an umbilical hernia, and I have another hernia that's causing issues, and I'm going to end up having another bowel obstruction here pretty soon. So, here within the last about a week and a half, I've already lost another 10 pounds. So, I don't know if insurance is going to pay for this surgery. If it doesn't pay for it, I'm not sure that we're going to have the money to pay for it. And if I'm not able to eat and keep my weight on, I've already been on a TPN twice. There's a good chance I could be put back on another TPN. Depending on how much it is, we might put it on a credit card. But, people think that because my husband works at Ford, that he has all this money and we don't. And my business doesn't make all that much money because it's retail. So whatever I make, it has to go back into resupplying. And, I've taken a lot of big losses because I also make product that hasn't sold yet. So, uh, people think that, my husband swims in money and we don't. And so, yeah. So, insurances are the insurance that we have to have because for a few more months, because of my husband's for reasons. And but the other insurance, we're going to look into to see if it's going to be worthwhile because they'll pay for my stimulator. And I have a lot of medical issues, and when you have a lot of medical issues, it costs a lot of money, and I don't get Medicare or Medicaid, or the only Medicare I get is Part A because I'm not going to pay for B or C when I have good insurance, and Medicare Part A only pays for hospitalization that my insurance doesn't pay for. So the surgery would only be outpatient. So I guess we will see. Go to my primary this week, and we are going to discuss being tested for something else that's going on with me. I have been having, and I thought it was a high blood pressure because I have high blood pressure, and that happened when I got septic, when I went into acute renal failure back in January. And I end up with heart problems. Now I have more heart issues. And so I'm having issues like right now, my whole head feels numb. And I don't know if it's because the toxins are building up in my body from my stomach not emptying and working right, or when I Google the symptoms, it's coming up with MS. So I'm going to have my doctor test me for MS. I do have another family member that's a cousin that does have MS, and so I don't know that it runs in the family, but I've been having some other symptoms that go with that, and you know, wouldn't it just be my luck that I would have it? But I'd rather find out now if I have it so I could be treated, because there's just some really weird symptoms that have been going on, and it's annoying and draining, and I can't shake the feeling, and it feels horrible. And I've done detox baths, and so um, my doctor, I've been doing my port for 5 years, and she decided that the clinic no longer allows their patients to do their own ports. And I'm like, well, home health nurses a lot of times can't access my port, and they'll poke me and poke me and poke me. And so they get one chance. And if they don't get it, I'm going to tell them to step back, and I'm going to access it. So yeah, the nurses are like, well, we don't even know why that. They are like, you know, you are full able to do this, and it just makes no sense. Anyway, yeah, just a bunch of crap that's been going on, and yeah, like right now, I'm just completely numb. My whole head, just even my lips are numb. I feel like I slur my words because my whole face, my brain feels numb. Everything feels numb. I just don't feel good. The other day, I was in my shop, and I just sat down and just started crying because I can't shake this feeling. It won't go away. But I just keep going, and I don't stop. I just keep pushing through because I have no other choice. I can either stop living or just keep going, because if I stop living, then I have nothing else to live for. And I have 2 kids, a husband, and 2 grandbabies. And I'm too young. So anyway, if anybody has any questions or anything, you can ask me, and I am always able to answer questions because God knows I have been through hell and back. And so anyway, you guys have a good day, and I'm sure I will be back on. I am going to be doing my shop online on YouTube. I am going to be setting up another YouTube channel. So be watching for that. And you guys have a good night. Bye.